You know, one of my favorite fall patterns is that water starts to cool off and the days start to get shorter. I love to get into the creeks. I love those creeks that just kind of wind and meander back in through the woods. But I like that water level to be in the banks. If the water's up, if you had a lot of rain or whatever it may be, and that water's up and out of the banks and flooded timber and all that stuff, I'm not a big fan of that. But if you have your just standard water level where the water's within the banks, within the confines of the traditional lake shore, because when I go into those creeks, I'm thinking shad, shad, shad. And I think that bass, when they go into the creeks, they're thinking shad, shad, shad. You know, of course, if a bluegill comes by or a crawdad comes by, they're going to smoke those guys too. But I think that their primary forage, what they're primarily looking for when they go into those creeks after being in their summer patterns, as that water starts to cool, days start to get shorter, as they start to move into those creeks, they're focused on shad. So that's what I'm going to do with my lure choice. I love the Bill Lewis ATV series, shallow running crankbaits. With the 2.5, I love that. It's my favorite one. I've got to have a little bit of stain to my water. Okay, crystal clear water, not my first choice. The 1.5 would be my first choice in clear water. If I have a lot of wind, I will use the 2.5. I just like the size. I feel like I get better bites, bigger bites with this. But if the conditions call for the 1.0, the 1.5, that's what I'm going to go with also. I love the oyster shell color. If that water's a little bit clearer, I love that. But like in this particular creek right here that I'm in today, that water's got some stain to it. I can only see this bait down maybe 2 inches. 2 inches, maybe 3 inches. So this is perfect, that chartreuse shiner color. I just love the way that 2.5 ATV comes through the water, and what I love more than anything with this particular bait is the way that it comes through brush, it deflects off, it bounces off. If I get hung up, and I know that I get hung up, and I feel that's a definite, I'm stuck in a bush, just stop. Don't do this. Just stop. And a lot of times if you stop, that bait will back up and float up, and then you can continue through. The mistake a lot of people make when they're fishing that shallow brush with short, accurate throws is when they get it hung up, they panic and they I'm gonna get and they jerk it and they put those hooks, those great mustad hooks, very sharp, they put them right into that wood, and then you got to go get it. And you do that a few times and guys are going to lose interest in it. They're going to pick up a flipping stick, or they're going to go out there and fish in the middle of the lake. So there's a lot of bass that can be caught in these creeks if you've got the right equipment.